Welcome everyone to Quality Assurance and Technology. All lines will be placed on mute to prevent any background noise. Thank you. Josh Wellesley, you can begin your webinar.
Thank you very much. As she mentioned, the title of our webinar today is Quality Assurance and Technology. My name is Josh Wellesley. I'm a solutions engineer with Noble Systems. I've been with Noble Systems for about 10 years doing various engineering roles. And today, we're going to step through Noble Systems products and how they relate to quality assurance. Noble's manual quality assurance products for having quality assurance agents and QA agents work through and listen to calls and give scores, as well as automated tools for analytics and quality assurance as well. The three main pieces of the Noble solution that deal with quality assurance from a manual perspective are the scorecard builder, the Noble recording playback utility, and the Noble reports, specifically the QA reports. We also have two different offerings for analytics and automated quality assurance, the interaction analytics, post-call analysis package, and our Noble real-time speech analytics, and we're going to talk about all of that today. So let's get started. The Noble Scorecard Builder is a tool inside of Harmony 4. This is something that moved out of Maestro. Previous to Harmony 4, this lived in Maestro. Now it is a part of our Harmony web-based solution. The Scorecard Builder allows you to design your custom scorecards for your quality assurance agents as they listen to and watch screen recordings and audio recordings. They're able to score those and answer questions about the content of those recordings. So again, those quality assurance agents are using their own custom defined scorecards with their own custom question categories, your own status codes, their own links between campaigns and those templates or those scorecard templates. The scorecards are also able to be logically branched so that the content of one scorecard can determine the next question asked. So your answer to question number 1 can make question number 2 a completely different question based on the answer. Again, these scorecards are available inside our reporting suite, as well as able to be emailed out to anyone in your organization. These scorecards also use version control, something we can have a look at in our first screenshot here. The scorecard template screen is where you can add additional scorecard templates. You can see there are several different versions of every scorecard template. For instance, we have 3 different versions of the collection scorecard template on the left side. That allows us to have more than one version. You can be working on a draft with a published version out there and go back and reuse old scorecards, things like that, with a version control mechanism. When creating and modifying a scorecard, you have a number of different question types. Your standard yes/no question type, or the true/false question, essentially. You have a multiple choice question type that allows you to enter, add questions or add answers to questions, and then you have a scale that allows 1 to 10 rating on a particular question, as well as informative, which lets the quality assurance agent enter free-form text into the notes window there. When we're talking about individual questions, you can have a number of different settings you can set for those questions. The questions can be grouped into categories. You'll notice this is an intro category. You can have a category for compliance or a category for customer service or whatever other piece of information you want to group them by. You can set these scorecard questions whether or not they're required to be answered. Just validates whether or not they must be answered or if they're optional. We can set a checkpoint. A checkpoint essentially will check the score at the time this question is presented. If the score meets the minimum threshold, you can skip over the rest of the scorecard because it's a successful scorecard based on the minimum score already being reached. Again, you can add a notes box with the allow notes. And then below that, the answers section is where we have we've got a few answers to our question here. So you'll notice that in our answers area, the grid there, we've got a couple of things. We've got a score for the answer, whether or not it branches, does a logical branch to a different question, whether or not it's a violation of a policy, whether it's an automatic zero or not, and what to do on automatic zero. So you can see this is where we configure our answers, right? You could enter the text for your answer, and then in the branching section, you can choose the next question it goes to after you've selected this answer. Set a custom score, whether or not it's a violation or an automatic zero. Also, add customized scorecard statuses. So by default, most people use evaluated, EV, and evaluation failed for a failed scorecard. You could add management review. You could add as many evaluation statuses as you'd like to have different outcomes for your evaluation scorecards. Scorecard categories allow you to group scorecards and group questions logically into different areas. Policy category here is an example of a scorecard category. Again, when you're in the scorecard designer, you have a couple of other options at the bottom there after you've created your questions. You've got whether or not you're allowing scorecard notes, whether or not you're showing the score to the quality assurance agent, and then who you email that scorecard to. Whether you email it to the agent themselves, you email it to a supervisor, or you email it to someone else inside the organization with the other option. These scorecards are assigned to campaigns, so each campaign can have multiple scorecards associated with it, and you can have a score for each of those scorecards independently. There are two different ways to assign these, either by campaign or by template, and there's two different interfaces for doing it, but I'm only going to show you one for today. These are the scorecards as they're assigned to campaigns, which you can do it in the opposite way, where there's templates assigned by scorecard, or by template. The second piece of the Noble Quality Assurance package is the recording playback utility. Again, just like our scorecard designer, the Harmony version 4 has pulled recording playback out of Maestro and put it into Harmony web-based interface. Recording playback allows you to search out and to find recording based on any of the available metadata. So the phone number, the agent code, any piece of information we have about that recording, the duration, the date and time, whatever it is that you know about that recording, you can put it into the recording playback utility and locate the individual recording you're looking for. Recording playback allows you to play audio and video directly out of your browser with a streaming interface. So it uses HTML5 for the streaming. What that allows us to do is not need any plugins to have the video and audio files play on multiple types of devices. So this works natively on an iPhone, it works natively on an iPad, it works in Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer, it works on your Mac, it'll work on any device, Android tablets, any device with an HTML5 capable browser, which is most these days, that standard's been out for a long time, will be acceptable for using the recording playback streaming. The recording playback utility also converts the file to the preferred format on the fly for your device, so it will take into account what type of device you're using, whether it's a phone or what. It will convert it to the correct quality and the correct video type on the fly, or audio type on the fly as well. You have the capability to protect a recording from deletion in the interface, and create and add tags, essentially allowing you to leave a marker for someone, a bookmark as it is, for someone to go back and look back in that recording timeline to find something you've noted. Also, when exporting these recordings, you can select multiple recordings and export them in whatever format you choose. So again, inside the recording playback utility as well is where you will evaluate recordings with the scorecards that you build as a part of the scorecard builder. So you evaluate it in browser, and you do it in sync with the recordings, and it allows you to email those evaluation results out based on your settings. So this is a recording search screen. This is the location where you would seek out an individual recording, either by the date and time range. If you know the individual file number, you can search for it there. Evaluate whether or not it's been evaluated before, whether or not it has a screen recording. The tabs along the top give you even further options, so you can find it based on what agent it was, who their supervisor was, what department they're in. You can find it based on the phone number. You can find it based on the duration of the call, the campaign, any piece of information you have about that call in its metadata. We can search for it in the recording search, and once you've found it, you'll get a search results window with a selection of recordings that match your search criteria. This particular search results window I've got here, you see a number of things. You see an arrow on the far left-hand side. You can click that to expand and see more detail about the call. You've got a green dot on some of them that indicates they've been evaluated, file numbers, dates, times, all the other pieces of information we have. Along the top, you can see that you have settings for how you play the audio back, whether or not the playback of audio is done through a audio path like an agent connection, or whether it goes through the streaming browser interface. You have settings for that. You also have some export information and a place to log in with VoicePath. Once you've highlighted a row, you see the other box come up above that gives you options for what you want to highlight, gives you options to go ahead and play the recording, to evaluate it, to bring up the evaluation scorecard, to export that recording or protect it. We're going to go over some of those options now. When you do select export recording, it allows you to either export the record you've selected, or all of those records in the selection are in the query results. Right? You can either export them and have a copy downloaded, archive them, download a copy and delete them off the system, export speech analytics, essentially download that data about the speech analytics. You also have options for what format you want those recordings to be converted to. Right? You can download them in WAV file, Vox file, MP3, high or low quality. You can, for videos, you can download them in MP4 or WebM or whatever format you'd like to use. Once you select play, you'll be presented a media player. That media player will already have converted the file in the correct format. And you can see here, we're playing a video file. On this particular file, there's a green area on the time slider at the bottom of the screen. That green area on that time slider indicates that there's been a tag placed on that record. So you can see where you have an add tag button. The add tag allows you to select a category for the tag, comments on the tag, what's the time period the tag takes place, the start time, the duration, and that'll add a note for the next quality assurance agent, the next person to come listen to the recording. On the media player, you also have controls to speed up the playback, slow down the playback. You can go double speed or half speed. You can go full screen with the recording. You can rewind, fast forward, play, pause, all of that stuff. You got a volume control. All those controls are built into the streaming player. All the evaluation scorecards are also built in the streaming player. So you click evaluate, and you'll be presented with an evaluation scorecard where you can use the bubbles to answer the questions about the recording. Use the bubble on the top right to set a status for the recording, essentially allowing you to run straight through your scorecard evaluations while you're listening to a recording. If you were to utilize a branching scorecard, it wouldn't show you all the questions all at once. It would show you one at a time, because your question would dictate what the next question was. Your question answers, sorry, would dictate what the next question was. The next piece of Noble's Harmony quality assurance integration that's new for Harmony 4 out of Maestro is the quality assurance reports. So there's a whole new set of reports built around quality assurance for the new Harmony 4 version of quality assurance. There's a few new reports, the individual scorecard results for a little deeper dive into an individual scorecard. You have scorecard averages by either evaluation date or recording date, averages per question. You can have multiple evaluation averages and year-to-date averages by agent or evaluator. So we'll take a look at that. There's the interface or the mobile web reports where you've got everything that says Harmony in front of it, Harmony individual scorecards, all the way to year-to-date averages by evaluator. Those scorecards are the new scorecards created just for the Harmony quality assurance reports. All the old reports for existing quality assurance information that you may have built out of Maestro, all the old reports still exist and still function as they normally would. So here's an example of a report. Just like all of our reports, you have the ability to search and find the particular piece of information you're looking for. Here we have an evaluation averages by evaluation date. So here are the averages for that day for each of these scorecards. You have the capability, just like any of our reports, to schedule these reports for a certain time of the day, to have them automatically run and emailed out to someone. You have the ability to set to export these to CSV, PDF, Microsoft Word, whatever formats you'd like to use. It does export to that format. The individual scorecard results, same kind of thing. This is a little bit of a deeper dive. This is looking at one particular template and what happened on individual calls. You look for an individual scorecard response there. So when we talked a little bit about manual quality assurance, we spent a lot of time talking about having an agent go in, having an agent listen to a phone call, a quality assurance agent listen to a phone call and listen for keywords, listen for key phrases, and score that call manually. That's something that most of our customers do, and it's good practice to have some human activity where people are listening to those recordings. The problem with it is very resource intensive. In our experience, we see a lot of different contact centers every day. We have people that go in and talk to people about their contact centers constantly, and we've noticed a very low number of phone calls compared to the total calls made or ever gone through a quality assurance system. We estimate 1/4% of our customers' calls actually get a manual quality assurance treatment with Harmony or with Maestro or with whatever tools are available, which is one of the important reasons why it's important that our customers, if they need to have coverage for 100% of their recorded conversations and evaluation, it's important that they have tools that can automate that process without needing human interaction and human time to do that. So Noble Interaction Analytics. Interaction Analytics is post-call analysis. Post-call analysis takes your recording set for the previous day. It runs it through a system that detects keywords and key phrases that you specify, and it's able to search 100% of the recorded conversations on your system for all of those things that you're looking for, the customized criteria, phrases you're looking for, which allows you to, give you insight into, some real powerful stuff, whether it's performance, whether you're talking about compliance, which is a huge, important one, or just customer experience or your own processes. Interaction Analytics allows you to get real-time, or not real-time, at post-call information about that, about those phrases as they're set in your phone calls. So it's got a few different things. It's really a reporting tool, but the engine, runs through the calls, scores them based on your customized categories, and then it's a reporting tool. Interaction Analytics gives you dashboards and interfaces for reporting on what that engine found. So you can see in our executive level dashboard here, compliance is up to 77.5% from 71.8% prior. So that may be today's snapshot versus yesterday's snapshot, whatever, it may be an hour ago that it's churning through calls during the day. Again, it's giving you trends about what's happening in your phone calls based on automated system that detects speech in those phone calls. So once, maybe on the collections effectiveness area there, we noticed in our executive dashboard that we're dropping a little bit. Maybe I want to take a corrective action. I can then, if I'm the executive level, I can then, maybe give to a business analyst or a supervisor the access at the supervisor level. They can come in for their own analysis and drill deeper down into the key phrases and keywords that affect our collections effectiveness and find, maybe there are particular agents that aren't doing a good job, or maybe it's a policy you've set that's not optimal. They can drill down and find the root of that problem using this tool, so that then they can make a corrective action down the line. So again, there's a few different layers to Interaction Analytics for different roles. and it allows you the post-call analysis that you're looking for to get actionable insight, really is the idea. When we're talking about actionable insight in real time, we're talking about finding out about issues while they're happening versus after they're happening. Noble has a different product for that. We use the same speech engine for our Noble real-time speech analytics product. And a real-time speech analytics product allows us to send alerts based on customized phrases and words that you specify, just like interaction analytics. We can push those alerts to Harmony and Composer in real time based on the content of the conversation. So you can you set your own custom scores and alerts. Each of your alerts gives you a score for either positivity or compliance, or both. It can be positive or negative. So you can have maybe if they didn't read the customer the recording disclaimer, that would be a negative compliance item. If they did say thank you for calling, maybe that's a good positivity item, right? You can drill down into the alert history. So you'll notice on the left side, we have a real-time alert coming in about verifying a contact. Once we've seen that we have an alert come in, we can click on the bubble with a 3 in it on the top of the agent's card there. That'll bring down a little bit of a deeper dive into what's happening on the current call, what's their current positivity and compliance score, what alerts have been popped already. So real-time speech analytics not only can send alerts and information to Harmony, can also trigger actionable scripting events in Composer. So you can drive dynamic content to your agents based on words and phrases that are being said on the current call. So alerts can trigger scripting action. So if you use Composer, you understand that scripting action can do just about anything in Composer. We can transfer the call, place an outbound call, a dial now. We can push and pull information via web services or ODBC. We can send an email. We can play a message. We can pop up information in front of the agent. We can change their screen. We can do anything we can do in Composer typically can be done with real-time speech analytics in a real-time way based on the content of the conversation. So as an example, if the customer asks to speak to a supervisor, we can automatically transfer that call off to a supervisor if you choose. If the customer says the word bankruptcy, we can flag that and push that alert up to the agent so that they know what to do. Maybe pop a screen in front of them with special instructions for what to do in that case. So that's a brief look at quality assurance throughout the Noble product, whether it's in Harmony, our web reports tools, or interaction analytics, or real-time speech analytics. These are our automated and manual tools for quality assurance. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, if you don't yet have Harmony, or you're interested in real-time speech analytics or interaction analytics, or you're on an older version of Harmony, please get in touch with us. Contact your sales account representative if you're a current customer, or call the number on the screen if you need some help. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.